All right, and there they are, the two national champions, the teammates with us. As I said, the best defensive back in the country, the leading tackler in the SEC. And gentlemen, I know a lot of people in Cleveland were very happy to see you guys brought here. So let's just start with one. And Grant, you'll start first. What was your reaction when you knew you were coming here? We'll get into the LSU connections before that, but then just later on that night, you know Jacob is coming to the Browns with you as well.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't watching the draft when he got picked, but because I was still with my family, celebrating. And then we saw his name, we heard his name on the TV, and we were trying to see what team he went to, and it was the Browns, and we were just my grandma, she was very happy. Everybody was happy in the house that we get to link up again. So it's gonna be fun.
And Jacob, for you, when you saw that it was the Browns and you knew you were going with your teammate Grant Delpit, you knew Greedy Williams, your teammate from the year before, was here. What was that like for you?
It was just an amazing feeling, obviously, getting that call and, seeing that it's the Browns and then thinking about, all I knew about the Browns and, how passionate the fans are. And it's a team that, is ready to win. So I was just real happy about that. And then having my old teammates there, that was just a bonus.
Listen, we got basically a basketball team worth of guys from LSU. Now you've got Odell, you've got Jarvis, we've got you, Grant, we've got you, Jacob, we've got Greedy as well. Has that been something you guys have already started talking about, that we're turning this into the LSU of the North here?
Yeah, that's what everybody's talking about. Everybody's talking about talking to Browns right now, in my opinion.
It's an exciting thing. And speaking of basketball, Jacob, am I right that I heard that they did a dunk contest and that you may have been a champion?
Oh, yeah, I won that.
What'd you do?
It was all about like, being creative. Everybody can dunk, so I live out in
Not
the
everybody
country
can
and I
dunk,
put
but
up,
yes.
yeah. Well, I put up some like a little basket on a tree, and I went and dunked on it. But I won.
You certainly did win. You guys also won last year, as I said, the national championship at LSU. Playing in big games on the biggest stage in college football. That's what the SEC provides. You guys did that. You play in the national championship. You win that. How will that help you coming forward into the NFL, knowing you've already played under those bright lights? Jacob, I'll start with you.
I think it's a real big, plus, even playing in the national championship game, before we got there, we played in so many big games that, it was basically kind of normal. And, going to the next step, taking it to the NFL, a lot of rookies, they see the bright lights and, most of the times they probably freeze up about that. But for me and Grant, we've been in tons of big games through our career at LSU. And, I think we'll be comfortable.
Yeah, and Grant, for you, listen, you got to wear the prestigious number 7. Anybody who knows anything about LSU football knows what that means. And so you have had that pressure, the pressure competing for a national championship, all of that. How does that help you in this transition?
Yeah, like Jacob said, we've been, time tested, coming from the SEC and really playing in those big games. It's definitely helped us a lot as far as a mental and physical state. But everybody knows the league is different, man. Everybody themselves again. We haven't experienced it yet, so it's like everybody's still really in the same, starting blocks, really starting off with no experience. So it's really how you come into it, in first impressions. So that's now, trying to learn the defense and really come together.
I know that there's nothing more than a rookie wants, is to be able to get on the field and to show the veterans, look, I belong. And in this offseason, you guys haven't been able to do that yet. But what's this offseason process been like for you guys with these virtual mini camps? Grant, especially for you coming in here with a real opportunity at safety.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been good getting to know the coaches, getting to know the players. Even though it's through Zoom, still really just trying to connect with everybody, making sure everybody's on the same page when we get in late July. So we're ready for it. I think that it's coming to an end this week. It's been great, but it's time to get to work now.
And Jacob, for you, this room, your linebacker coach spoke to the media today and said, look, it's wide open. Everything is up for grabs. When you come into a room that young with that much opportunity, what's your mindset been this offseason? And I'm sure you're very eager to get on the field and show what you could do. As I mentioned, SEC's leading tackler, folks, 113 tackles, only a couple missed tackles all year long.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in a fortunate position, and I've just been trying to take advantage of that throughout this mini camp process, virtually. Getting in the playbook, trying to learn as much as I can, ask as many questions as I can, and make sure when we get together and can actually have practice that I'm not also trying to learn the plays or get in shape or doing things like that. I'm putting everything together.
As we've told y'all who are watching Browns Live Meet the Rookies presented by ManCan, it's all about you. Use that hashtag Browns Live and you can get your questions directly to our rookie class. And guys, we've got some of those questions. We'll alternate with you. The first one up here is for you, Grant, and it comes from Adam. He says, what is your biggest motivation to work harder than the average person?
Oh, the fear of being average. That should be for anybody. It's definitely for me. I don't want to be average. I don't want to be just another guy come through the league or just another guy that's played college. That comes with little things. I know me and Jacob feel the same way. It's really just the want to be great, the want to be legendary, and the fear of being average.
All right, our next fan question for you, Jacob. And it comes to us from Jack. It says, Jacob, do you feel you're better suited for playing inside or outside linebacker? And I know when I talked to Jacob, he said you're learning all the positions, trying to make an impact wherever you can.
Yeah. So being in a 4-3, most of the linebackers they all share kind of similar jobs. So it's kind of different rather than inside or outside. I feel like we're all inside, but regardless of that, I feel like I have the talents to be able to play both inside or outside.
All right, we have another fan question here on Browns Live. Meet the Rookies from Brian Grant. He says, which pro player, past or present, do you think your playing style most resembles?
Yeah, a lot of people ask this question. I don't know, man. I really don't know. I don't know who. I know the guys I've watched in the past. I don't think they play exactly like me. I don't want to compare myself to anybody in the league that my play resembles because I haven't been there yet. Um, so I don't really know. I aspire to be one of the greatest, to ever play the game at my position. So I have to take nuggets from all the guys from the past. I'm working with Ryan Clark right now. He's doing great, teaching me, what it is to really be a pro. So just being a pro every day and taking little things for all those guys. So I don't really know to answer your question.
All right, I'll flip it around then. Who are some of the guys that you like to emulate or that you said you take pieces from a lot of different guys' games? Whose games do you really like and respect?
Yeah, I said this before. I think when I got drafted, but I watched Ed Reed kid growing up. He was the you know the prime star player in my life at my position, safety. And it's kind of like seeing him as my favorite player on the defensive side. It's kind of show to the future what position I might play. It's crazy how I ended up playing safety. So just seeing him, being down, being able to come down and hit, play the middle of the field, pick sixes, make plays all over the field. I know he's a Ravens guy. I'm sorry, but that was probably the guy that I looked up to.
Don't you worry about that. You go out there and you play like Ed Reed. There's going to be no issues with that whatsoever, Grant. Don't you worry about that. All right, our next question here for Jacob from Mike. Jacob, coming into the draft, one of your strong suits was that you were characterized as a sure tackler with very few yards after contact. What is the method you use for tackling? What's your secret? What's made you such a good tackler?
Really just working on it. Going back and watching, your film from previous years, or even the camps leading up into the season, and figuring out what's like the little things that you do or can do when you make tackles and when you miss the tackles, and just trying to keep that inside out approach, and using my length to make sure I can wrap up and get the ball carried down.
All right, our final fan question, and this one is for both of you. Again, use the hashtag BrownsLive to get your questions in here tonight. From William, says, if you intercept Joe Burrow and he's the last player between you and a pick six, is there any chance he's tackling you in the open field? Grant, we'll start with you.
Running Joe. Running around Joe. Joe's a great athlete, though, so it's going to be hard to get around, but I'm going to do my thing. Joe's not going to tackle me in the open field. I don't know about Jacob,
remember that. Jacob, he's not tackling you,
I'm
is
the
he?
one with the pick six, though.
He do have pick six.
He's not tackling me, though. I'm stiff-arming Joe.
Speaking of that, I would imagine is that the home game you guys are most looking forward to? The home opener, week 2, the Cincinnati Bengals, Joe Burrow, Thursday Night Football?
Yeah, man. First game. I
can't wait for that game.
The whole game is the Browns. Can't wait. So, yeah, that's definitely what I'm looking forward to.
Gentlemen, we certainly appreciate you being with us here tonight. We're so excited. We got not just one, but 2 more guys from LSU, and excited to see what you guys can do for the Browns. Stay safe, and certainly looking forward to seeing you guys get up here in Berea and get ready for this 2020 season.